Nagbabalik po ang Rotary in Action and it's now time for our Governor's Corner. And tonight, we will be joined by no other than past District Governor, my classmate Raffy Garcia of the Rotary Club of Pasig to discuss his mission and vision as the newly elected, not appointed, Chair of the PCRG. Gandang gabi po sa inyo, Governor Raffy.
Good evening, classmate Jess. Thank you for inviting me here to your program, Rotary in Action.
Yes, we've always wanted to have you here, Governor Raffy, but we know that you live in faraway Makati, so we were quite embarrassed to insist on our invitation. Before we get to the main topic, classmate, I'd like to ask you a little background about yourself in behalf of our viewers. When did you join Rotary and what made you want to become part of it?
I actually joined Rotary in 1971.
Wow.
I was talking to past RI President D.K. Lee, and I found out that I joined Rotary 6 months before he joined Rotary, also in 1971. I was invited by my compadre, Filimon Berba Jr., who was a charter president of the Rotary Club of Pasig when he was president of Philippine Electric. I myself was running the computer systems of Meralco at that time until 1974. I tried to resign from Pasig in 1974 after I left Meralco, but they would not accept my resignation, saying that I was a legitimo of Pasig. I will explain to you in private what a legitimo of Pasig means.
Okay, so at that time you were working in Pasig and that's why you joined the Rotary.
That's correct, yes.
Of course, but what convinced you? How did Filimon Berba convince you to be a Rotarian?
Well, you know, Rotary at that time was composed of very, very high-level people, very prestigious people. Press Secretary Rod Reyes was in our club at that time. Teddy Abut, who was one of the top PR specialists in the country, was with us. Julito Francia was with us. We had so many top people who were with us. And so you wanted to be with these super prestigious people. This seems to be a problem now with Rotary because we're trying to make Rotary more affordable so that people don't need to be from the wealthier ranks in order to be able to join. But that has its pluses and minuses.
Correct, correct. Okay, so you became a Rotarian in 1971 as the first non-charter member, I gather. Yes.
But it took them 35 years to convince me to become president of my club. I finally became president in 2006-2007.
Yeah, I was leading to that, Raffy. So, what took it so long for you to be the president of the club?
Rotary to me was more of fellowship rather than service. And quite honestly, I was not a Rotarian until I became president of my club. I was not really Rotarized properly. But ever since I became president, it's been a roller coaster ride.
So 2006, 2007 when you became governor, the president.
Yes.
And would you recall some of the memorable things that you did as club president?
Well, my club convinced me to accept the presidency because I was resigning if they insisted that I was going to be president. And they said, no, you have to stay. The club is dying. We're down now to 35 members. You have to revive the club. And so during my presidency, we raised the membership back up to 78. Which is more than double of where we were when I started. We were found to be the most outstanding Rotary Club for District 3800 that year, and I was the most outstanding president. We won 37 district awards. I was given an RI 4 Avenues of Service for the Gawad Kalinga village that I had built. Our GK village in Barangay Pinagbuhatan in Kaliwag is the largest Rotary-assisted GK village in the country, with over 150 houses. I'm not now building a Rotary Center there. It'll be a 3-story Rotary Center that will house livelihood center, medical dental clinic. It'll have a daycare. It'll have a preschool, and it'll have offices for all the 15 Pasig Zone Rotary clubs, including a meeting area for up to 250 people. We will also have a community center that can be used for religious services or community meetings for up to 600 people.
I see. So you were a reluctant president who did well by the end of the term. And then, of course, we became governor together in 2011, 2012.
Yes.
So how was that as far as you are concerned?
Well, I didn't want to run for governor, but my club again insisted that I had to run for governor because I had the best chance of making it as governor. So I was an immediate past president, and I really hardly stood a chance. But I lost to Governor June Falcon the first time I ran, and then I ran again. I was asked again to run a second time, and I won that time.
Okay, and now you are the PCRG chair. Of course, for the benefit of our viewers who are non-Rotarians, the Philippine College of Rotary Governors is the aggregation or the association of all past, present, and future district governors in Rotary Philippines, no?
Yes.
So, what led you to become the PCRG chair this time around?
Well, as you know, I don't like running for any position in Rotary. I didn't run for president. I didn't want to run as governor. And this time, I didn't even know I was qualified to be elected as chair for the PCRG until one of our classmates came to me and asked me if I would run for chair of the PCRG this year. And I said, no, I don't like running for any Rotary position, and I refuse to run for a Rotary position. And then he said, we're not asking you to run, we're just asking you not to decline if you are nominated. And so I said, that's the same thing. They said, no, it's not the same thing. You don't want to run, so you have to leave it up to God. If God wants you to be chair, you will be elected chair. But if you decline, you are preempting God. So I said, okay, I will not decline. And just like that, I was elected chair.
Well, of course, congratulations, Raffy, for that. And now that you are PCRG chair, what are our plans? That's just for a year, 1 year term.
Yes, it's going to be a very difficult 1 year because there are so many things we would like to do. I consulted some past PCRG chairs and asked for their advice. And the first thing I intend to do is to call for a meeting of all past PCRG chairs and elect an advisory board. And this advisory board will be composed hopefully of 3 people, one whose term will be 3 years, another whose term will be 2 years, and then one whose term will be 1 year. And then every year after that, we will elect a new one whose term will be 3, so that we will always have 3, and we will have continuity in the kind of advice that will be available to the PCRG chair. I also would like to put up a board an arbitration board that will help settle disputes between Rotarians, between Rotarians and the Rotary clubs, between Rotary clubs and their districts, so that we don't end up washing our dirty linen before the RI board every year. So we can at least settle things here in the Philippines before we bring up those matters that cannot be settled by the arbitration board. I would like to also propose that we do a review of the territorial coverage of each district to make it easier for the governors to be able to govern their clubs. Because right now, everything goes up and down from the east, then you have the west, then you have the middle. It's so hard for a governor because he has to travel so far, when it would be so much easier if you had, let's say, a district in the north, a district in the middle, a district in the south, a district in Visayas, a district in Mindanao, and it's easier to move around for the governor. So we intend to come up with some kind of a recommendation to the RI board in that regard. There are many, many other things, but as I said, I still don't know how much we will be able to accomplish because we only have a year. Another thing I'd like to propose is to be able to move the annual meeting location from district to district every year, so that no one district monopolizes the exposure, and then all of us over the course of 10 years will be able to visit all the other districts around the country.
Correct. Very nice, very nice. Especially the matter about redistricting. I think it's very sensible, and that's something that some people have actually looked forward to, but have never really gotten to implement or even propose to the RI board. Okay, good. And then what else? What else can we expect from you? But I'd love that. I'd like to join you in your provincial trips.
Oh yes. You see, this is the other thing that I wanted to do. I didn't want those in the Visayas and Mindanao to be the ones traveling all the time to Manila every time we have a monthly board meeting. So we will be moving that around as well. And I will like tomorrow, very early in the morning, I will be traveling to Zamboanga, where I will be inducting the new chair of their Council of Governors. I'd like to be able to do that and move around the country to be able to make the PCRG more meaningful to all past district governors all around the country. And one other point, it was pointed out to me that one of the original objectives of the PCRG was to continue involving past presidents in Rotary. Because very often after a Rotarian has become president of his club, he fades out and fades into the fabric of the club. Sometimes he leaves Rotary. And this is something that I would like to encourage the different councils of governors around the country to do, to have at least one reunion of all past presidents for the council, for the district, so that these people are made aware of what Rotary is doing, how they can continue participating, and how they can continue being active in Rotary.
Past presidents, huh?
Past presidents, not just past district governors.
I see. And is there a plan to put up an organization just like PCRG among past presidents?
That will be up to the past presidents. I only cover the Philippine College of Rotary Governors.
Right. Yeah, I see. Ano pa, Raffy? Anything else that you would like our viewers to know?
You see, one of the most important things that we have, most important things that we do in PCRG is the gets and pre-gets.
Okay. The Governor's Elect Training Program.
Yes, the Governor's Elect Training Program.
Yes.
Now, we are going to come up with a very, very effective gets this year. But on top of that, I was planning on adding another course, and this is an RIPR seminar. because we have many PDGs or past district governors who are appointed as Rotary International President representatives around the world. And they don't know what their responsibilities are. They don't know what they can expect. They don't know what they need to be doing. So we intend to have a one-day seminar where we will have experienced RIPRs providing the training and providing the guidance to future RIPRs.
I see.
Because hopefully in the future, RIPRs will be chosen because of merit. RIPRs will be chosen because of their past contribution to Rotary.
Well, that's very nice. That's very nice. And I'm so happy to have this moment to recall my experience as an RIPR myself. Yes. Well, time has run out of our interview, Raffy. And again, thank you very much for gracing our show tonight. And we hope that we will have an opportunity to have you again. Because, of course, we value your position as a PCRG Chair. And definitely our governors and even the presidents and ordinary Rotarians who have been watching our show would learn a lot from you. Okay, so mga kasambahay, yan po ang nilalaman ng ating Governor's Corner ngayong gabi. Huwag po kayong alis, magbabalik po ang Rotary in Action.